Right after giving birth, the woman's husband confessed something. When they went through IVF, he had secretly switched out his own genetic sample. He did it because his ex came back and he wanted to have a child with her. What he didn't know was that the sample he switched in would end up connecting his wife to one of the most powerful billionaires in the country. He thought he was just betraying his wife. He never expected it to become the biggest mistake of his life. When the woman found out, she stayed completely calm. She didn't argue. She only asked for one thing, a divorce. They agreed to wait out the 1-month waiting period, then finalize it later. The woman was walking down the street with her baby. Suddenly, a line of black luxury cars pulled up nearby. A powerful-looking man stepped out and pulled out a paternity test in front of everyone. There was only one result. The baby was his. The sample her husband had secretly switched was actually this man's frozen sample. The woman was then taken to a huge estate. From security to private nutritionists, an entire team was assigned to take care of her and the baby. The man even gave her a black card with no spending limit. But he made one thing clear. He wasn't interested in her. Everything was only for the bloodline of the Hart family. The woman still didn't let her guard down. What worried her most was that he might use his power to take custody of her baby. But the man simply told her coldly, just be a good mother, don't worry about anything else. When her maternity leave ended, she went back to work. But her desk had already been taken by one of the secretary director's relatives, and that relative was her husband's ex. She had no desk, no computer. The woman who used to be one of the company's best employees was now being treated like the department's errand girl, getting drinks, running for coffee, and her husband's ex treated her like a personal maid, constantly making things difficult for her. Just when everyone thought she had been completely pushed to the bottom, the power structure at the top of the company suddenly shifted because of her. The CEO's assistant walked into the secretary department and announced in front of everyone that she was being transferred upstairs, straight into the CEO's office. She went from running errands to becoming the CEO's second assistant. The man even had a desk added to his own office, just for her, so she could work right beside him. Publicly, he said he promoted her because she was the strongest employee in the entire secretary department. But in private, he started paying attention to everything she did. One day, she casually mentioned that the cafeteria was cheap, so he took her there himself and sat down to eat with her. Those little things slowly started to matter. Meanwhile, her ex-husband quickly realized something was different. The man took her to a high-end dinner. Her ex-husband's boss was there too during dinner. He had her sit in the main seat and treated her like she was someone very important. That was enough to push her ex-husband over the edge. After the dinner, he blocked her path. He even threatened to delay the divorce, trying to force her to come back to him. But the man waiting for him was Hart. He simply looked at him and said something that completely broke him. I'm the baby's biological father. That was when her ex-husband finally understood. He finally realized whose sample he had switched. Right after that, his boss fired him on the spot and went after him for the company's financial losses and the ex he had blown up his marriage for. The moment she found out he had lost his job, she dumped him too. Everything he had gone. Not long after, the Hart Group sent out an announcement. The CEO was getting married next month. Every employee received an expensive wedding gift. But while the secretary director was still mocking the woman, saying a divorced woman like her actually thought she could marry into a wealthy family, the CEO's assistant suddenly walked over. He smiled and said, "Ma'am, Mr. Hart is upstairs waiting to have lunch with you." The entire department went silent. That was when they finally realized the woman they had looked down on, the one they thought had only married into the Hart family because of her baby, was already the woman of the house.